working on a whole bunch of videos and projects right now, and the content for a lot of them is really quite elaborate. Expect some bigger stuff in the days to come. This is just going to be a quickie. Here I'm going to be talking about one reason that I hate the English alphabet so much. It's incredibly unphonetic. So, let's think about this. We have the normal English alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z, or Z if you're American. We're taught in schools, at least in where I was educated, that, at least at my school, we were taught that A is A, B is Ba. In my school, you were taught that each letter is relatively phonetic and that you should be able to sound out words just by looking at them and going letter by letter to construct the syllables. For example, this is a very common, notorious exception, Wednesday. Wednesday. According to the actual phonetics, it's pronounced Wednesday. The D and the E here are silent, and the S is pronounced like a Z for some reason. Sounding it out doesn't actually help you, except that's what all the teachers at my school always said. Just sound it out. It just makes sense. Sound it out. Sound it out. And that's how elementary school was for me. For example, let me just talk about some extreme problems with the alphabet now, where sounding it out doesn't help, even though it should. In a perfect language, the alphabet would be phonetic. That means, phonetic, by the way, means that the language's alphabet, each letter of the alphabet corresponds one-to-one with a sound that you can make. So, for example, in a perfectly phonetic language, which Esperanto, it's phonetic. Most conlangs are phonetic just because it makes more sense. But let me just show you now why the English alphabet doesn't make sense. First of all, we have C. Now, we're always taught it's C, that's what it is, it's C. The sound it makes is S, right? But that's not true, because when you think about it, you've got, let's just put two vegetables, we've got carrot and celery. They both start with a C, but they are either a K or an S sound. So we have carrot and celery. Carrot and celery. Why are those both C? That the letter C doesn't actually have its own sound, and in some languages it does have its own sound, which is the T, which is pronounced slightly different. But RC is literally just K or S, depending on context. Now let's move on to the next one here, G. G for Griffey. Wait a second. Think about that for a second. G for J for G. Is it Driffy? Or should it be G instead of G? Why does G make both the J and G sound? Why is G also sometimes a J when we already have the letter J? Think of that. G, J. It's just a different vowel after the J. They're both pronounced the same. Why? Think about that. That doesn't make any sense. Next we have Q, which, think about it, it's just a K with a Y after it. Kia. It would make just as much sense to spell queen with a KW, or just replace KW in place of the Q any place. So all these words that are Q, the fact that Q has to be followed with a U kind of doesn't make sense in itself. X, you can see it right there. It's not even a sound. Y, this one's a little bit interesting, because in school we're taught that Y can be a vowel or a consonant, or that it's some mix of the two. There's something special about it, but it's not special. It's just confusing. So you'll understand this if you have tried to learn English. English isn't your native language. Y, it makes an I sound if it's not at the beginning of a syllable, but if it's at the beginning of a syllable, it's pronounced ya. Which, why is it pronounced ya? Why is the letter for Y started with a W instead of a Y? Why is it not yai? Why is it Y? Why does the actual letter for W not have a W sound? It's not double W. English doesn't exactly do great And that's one of the reasons that I hate English so much. Sorry for the quickie. I'll make much more. Also, check out the tanks in the description, iOS game. Also a Java version, in case that's what you're into. Links for both in the description, top line. Check it out. See ya. GG. Gaga. One reason that I hate... No, cut that. Okay. No, Wednesday. And so Wednesday, Wednesday, where the D, okay, and okay.